All right. So, like I was saying, episode 201, it's rightfully fitting that you guys are plummeting to the planet right now on a crashing ship. It's very fitting for your groups. Um, but last session, you guys were able to defeat Igneal and Nidell as he fled and escaped to the Cave of Wonders to uh, regroup with his sister and prepare for your inevitable approach. You guys also were able to, or while you guys were able to secure that victory, and then also just, negotiate with Karai to helping you guide the ship away from her troops on the ground, as well as the prisoners that are still in the camps below. She begrudgingly helped you guys do that, but you guys were successful in your attempts to guide the ship in a different direction. You guys while you guys were doing that and redirecting the ship and doing that, Salim was quick on his feet down in the caves below, running as quickly as he could to keep good on a promise that the group had made earlier when they first arrived at the fortress, freeing Rethic and gaining a quick ally in this escape from the fortress. Um, it seems that Rethic was very surprised that you guys came back for her. She really did not. She had her sincere doubts that Salim got to encounter firsthand. And as you guys retreated out of the fortress, you, Salim, and Rethic went and grabbed as many of the dragons that would follow Rethic's command, and you guys were able to grab as many prisoners off the ship with the dragons, as well as many druids and magic casters that were aboard the ship. Now that the curse was lifted, they had their own kinds of means, and the druids of the group summoned massive owls that got many of the other prisoners off the ship. Karai, as soon as she got what she wanted, immediately took off with the ships that her and the Ashi had already controlled. You guys did see kind of where she went to land. Your ship is kind of going a little bit far away since you guys are still aboard to the last minute. But you guys all board Argo or different means of flight, and you guys begin to leave the crashing fortress to try to get away from it as quickly as possible. Do you guys? So, looking across the desert, you see this massive cavern off in the distance. This tiger's head is huge and pronounced across the otherwise hilly flat desert, and you see in the distance there are encampments surrounding this cavern, and there's lots of explosions and smoke and fire coming from off the distance. You can also see that there are dragons scorching the earth and the sand all around the opening and the caverns themselves. You have to get a little bit, depending on where you fly and want to land, you'll get a little bit more information on what's exactly going on there. You do see Karai is kind of off in the distance a little bit, so she's a little bit more to the south. She's not as close as you guys are to the Cave of Wonders. Where would you guys like to land? Do you want to regroup with your own people in like a unoccupied space, or where would you guys like to? What would you guys like to do?
Well, first off, I want to thank Rethic because guess I'm still riding her.
Yeah.
I want to tell her thank you for allowing this humble halfling the honor of traveling with you and those dragons under your influence while we rescued all the humans from Igneous and the tiefling. And I will write songs of your heroic actions in this adventure. And then I give her a cold ring that I have, the cold hand ring. I say, nothing I have is worthy enough of a gift for you. Allow me to present this ring. It's blessed with cold attributes. It's not much, but it was a gift to my grandmother. given to me on her deathbed, and I present it to you as thanks. I bid you a farewell and hope you have joyful travels back to your realm. We travel to the Cave of Wonders. It's a place filled with amazing artifacts and wonders. That's why it's called the Cave of Wonders. And we're going to confront the despicable tiefling who had the nerve to exert his control over so many beings. And we were unable to defeat him when we took down Igneous. We're weaker now, but we still have to fight him. Else there will always be a threat to elves and dwarves and humans and giants and dragons. You know, and I'm buttering her up real, just like I do with my acting ability and all that stuff. Farewell, mighty one. I can only wish that I had even a small portion of your courage and strength and honor for this upcoming battle.
So real quick, are you saying this while you're flying down, or are you saying this once you land wherever you guys decide to land?
Once we land together.
Question.
Okay,
When
one
you
second.
say
Let's-
once we land, what are we landing from? Like the ship or...
You guys are flying off the crashing fortress.
Okay.
And then there's desert all around you. And off in the distance, you see a massive cave in the shape of a tiger's head sticking out in the hills of the desert. And to the south of you, you see where Karai and a lot of her Ashi had landed, maybe 20 miles outside of the Cave of Wonders.
Did we get most of the people off, or did we send the islands not towards people? Is that
fair
safe?
enough? I'll say that you kind of scattered from Karai to where you guys are. You see that a lot of the people that got off the ship that were not part of the Ashi are not going towards the Ashi, and they're kind of regrouping a little bit more into the southwest. They're probably more like 15 miles away from Cave of Wonders. But they're pretty close to you, or not super close, but you guys could fly in their direction.
And we are on the Owls and Argos.
You guys are on Owls, Dragons, Flying Shoes.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
There's so many things I can't keep track of what everyone's doing, but I know everyone has some flying companion or capability. But yeah, so you see a bunch of the refugees and prisoners, kind of scattered, but they're kind of clumping up somewhere in the middle, just away from Karai and her forces where they're trying to regroup.
All right, then where are we landing before Salim starts sweet-talking a dragon?
Do we go and help the people, or do we go to the Cave of Wonders, where Karai is?
I don't know about you. I'm not really ready to fight a tiefling today.
Yeah, that's probably a bad idea.
Also, didn't you get, knocked out at least once?
I don't know what you're talking about. She says, totally covered in blood.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so let's go help the people then.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Everybody good with that? Yes?
Yes.
Yep. Oh, which way did we send the flying island?
You sent it to the
away from
west. That. Oh, the west. Yeah, it's now. If you guys depart, you guys would definitely, you and everyone that departed right at the last minute with you, aboard the various vessels will kind of follow your lead on where you guys choose to land. So they're all following you to the other kind of refugees down on the desert floor. The ships, as you guys start to fly your different and towards the other refugees and start to descend upon the sand, you hear this massive explosion and shuddering of the earth. You see the sand shake and tremble, and you see that the footing of the people is getting disturbed, and it causes even more commotion across all the grounds. as you guys finally do descend, it's just kind of smoke and a dust storm kind of billowing over there in the distance, about 15, 20 miles away from where you guys are landing now.
So can Skybor send a couple owls over to see what the dragons are attacking?
Well, hold on. Let's do one thing at a time.
Well,
Yeah,
after we land. After
yeah.
we land.
Hold on. Yeah, let's do one thing at a time. We're getting ahead of ourselves. So you guys land with the refugees. You're all on the surface. I assume you all want to get out of the ships and regroup, or where do you guys want to?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Definitely regrouping.
As you guys land, you see Salim hand this ring to Rethick, and you start to speak and stuff, um and do all his showmanship, and she eventually goes, "You sure like to hear yourself talk." But she goes, "Well, you proved me wrong today, little one. You are a most curious fellow, and you and your company are. I saw you all as enemies and betrayers of promises and deals we made in the past, but seeing you now, it seems our brief time apart has resulted in much change in many of you. My dragons right now are having their fun and their earned revenge against the Karai and the masters of before. They are going to annihilate and burn everyone and everything to the ground by the Cave of Wonders. I will command the dragons to not assault you for your surprise that you've gifted me. But I will have my vengeance and destroy the Karai and those tieflings. So at the moment, we have certain common interest.
Enemy of my enemy of sorts.
Indeed. At least I know I can trust you to some extent. At least more than that tiefling. I must demand bloodshed of the Karai. Not Karai, the Athi. Those that were partners in this tragedy against my kin. And she kind of glares over in the distance at Karai's camp. At this point, you all are grouped up together around this area too. Leora, Flora has found you guys. You guys are everyone that you were really you met on the ship and stuff. Even this one guy that what was your name on the ship, Howard?
It was Steve.
Even one of the defecting Arashi are like, Steve. On the when you guys land on the surface.
Do you reveal who you truly are?
No, I'm playing this out.
Fuck yeah!
Flora and Leora come in groups. Flora coming to Cronus and Lorna's side more so. Leora actually coming to your side, Skybor, and to listen to this conversation with this massive white dragon before you.
Lorna does not let go of her sister. At all. Hugs her, does not let go of her.
Clean her on her so tight you became Siamese twins.
Yes. Exactly.
We're not technically in any position to stop you from taking your vengeance on them. Although, reason would say not everybody is guilty of that crime.
Go on. She kind of looks to you to kind of explain further.
A lot of people are under orders. Do your yearlings and young dragons, are they responsible for what you tell them to do? Or are they just following orders? You want revenge on the Oshi that took you? Maybe just take revenge on them.
What possibly could they offer me besides their blood?
Maybe ask.
The
don't
tiefling
know
is
what
your
they
ultimate
have.
enemy.
But they may have something that can help you.
The tiefling is your ultimate enemy.
And
And if he
they,
gets his way, he will try to enslave us all again.
and they were the closest to him. Maybe allow them the chance to help you take your vengeance and in turn some of their own. Or, as you could frame it, a chance to perhaps save their lives. Somebody noble needs underlings now.
She kind of growls in discontent, but go ahead and make a persuasion check. With advantage, because you guys are all kind of part of this. You guys did a great gift. Celine, you did shower her with a lot of praise, and everything you said was played right up to her ego. So definitely roll with advantage. And actually, let's make this a team kind of thing, as you all are kind of gathered doing this. So let's just take a... I want to see how the group overall does. That way I don't have to keep kind of tagging each one of you if you guys want to contribute something to this conversation.
Not great, but not bad.
Yep. So go ahead, everyone, and give me a persuasion check with advantage. And as
With advantage.
this is all going on, I will just go kind of describe more of the setting here. You do see that Ambra is excited to see you, Lorna and Cronus, but as soon as Flora comes running up to your side, Ambra does seem to get really protective and right to her side immediately. It kind of nuzzles her and is glad to see that she has returned safely and wasn't hurt during their separation.
Oh my god, Umbra.
Oh yeah,
Totally
he's
forgetting.
knocking you both over at this time with this big massive head, like a dog.
Oh, Gronus, can you get your child?
What do you want me to do with this thing? Like, he's bigger than we are right now.
Wrestle him, I don't know.
He's like,
Are you two really
change back
calling
to
it
what-
this thing and a child? He has a name.
I can change back into my human form if you would prefer.
See?
Right, yeah, you can do that. I keep on forgetting that. It's... Flora? Yeah, you know what? Yeah, just... Yeah.
As you guys are discussing different things with Umbra, I do want to go back to the Rethic and your persuasion checks real quick, and
You'll have to check mine because it was set for always whisper.
Oh, gotcha. You know what? I'm fixing that right now because I think I said I was fixing that. Like,
I think I just fixed it. Hopefully, it will save it this time.
Okay, cool. All right. What was I saying? So Rethic kind of hisses in discontent at the idea of allying herself and the dragon she now commands. She's clearly the most elder dragon here in this region right now. At least of what you guys have seen. So she's kind of taking domain right at the moment.
I mean,
Perhaps we
yeah.
could see if they have anything of benefit, and if not, then I can decide to eat them, or burn, or freeze, or melt their skin any way we so choose.
Like I said, we're not in the position to stop you. Just offer options.
Indeed. If we can negotiate something of value for with the Ashi, then I will consider them temporary allies as well. But if I am not content with their, as you say, following orders or their lack of self-control, I still will continue have my vengeance if I so choose. We'll see what kind of individuals they are.
Yeah. I don't like it, but I can't do anything to stop you.
Collect yourselves. And let me know what your next steps are. I tend to enjoy the show here for a little bit. Does anyone want to stop her before she kind of flaps up? She's just gonna kind of hover, fly around, and enjoy the chaos for a little bit.
No, I'm good.
Literally had my ass kicked. I can't.
Yeah.
No, I don't mean like physically stop her. I mean like if you guys wanted to say anything to her, because she seems at the moment on standby to work something out together. She might have many dragons. It might not be a numbers game once you get inside the Cave of Wonders.
Mm.
Yeah. And when we decide to go in,
That is
Yep.
she's with us. Or at least that's what she said.
As you guys are grouped, Flora, Leora, and all the other ones are kind of looking at you guys like, I can't believe we got that off that thing. Flora and Leora kind of look around, and Leora looks to you a little bit, Skyborn, and says, "What should we do about our people? There's more in the camps at the Cave of Wonders, and they're going to be burned and destroyed, just like the Ashi. I don't think the dragons are too on the know with what arrangements we've temporarily have discussed here." And she's talking directly to you, Skybor.
Wait, so hang on. We got people in the caves.
There's prisoners in the encampments around the caves, and there are prisoners out here where you guys look like more refugees, I guess, because they're no longer prisoners here, out in the deserts. You're again 15 miles or so away from the Cave of Wonders, and probably another 5 miles away from Karai and her clan as they're kind of regrouping.
Hmm.
And what if there are any survivors from the crash? So certain what to do.
Okay. Maybe we're going to have to split the party? And by split the party, I mean split split the NPCs from us. We go to the caves, and they can go and try to, I don't know, stealthily, try to like set them free, and then haul ass, I guess.
I would suggest
I'm sorry, I'm not sure I got that. What, Skyboy, real quick? So you telling them to go look for survivors, go try to go with you guys to kind of rescue the prisoners that are in the camps, or
So okay, all right. First off, what are we going to do? Are we going to the caves?
It might not be the best idea to go after the tieflings currently. Or at least I don't know about all of you, but I'm nearly tapped.
All right. Well,
But also, who's manning the camps? Of all of these prisoners, I'm assuming it's either Oshi, right?
what's that? I'm sorry.
Okay. Let me make sure I got this right. So there's possible survivors, and then at the Cave of Wonders, there's prisoner camps. And then Karai is somewhere else in between those two, right?
Right. She's just she's about 5 miles away from you.
Okay.
Her forces.
The dragons are attacking where?
They are attacking over by the Cave of Wonders, where all the camps are, where a lot of the forces of the Ashi, the dark, forgotten soldiers, mercenaries, and other creatures are at.
I thought she was going after Karai this whole time I was telling her this shit.
Who's going after Cry right now? I'm sorry.
Okay, so when
So
you said the dragons were attacking the Ashi, I thought you meant Karai.
So you are right. So there are Ashi that fled the ship with you guys and landed off in the distance, but there were still Ashi, all the Ashi that she had sent down there, like looking for you guys before and defending these camps. And now that shit's kind of hit the fan with the dragons, it's not clear if the Ashi in the darkness or the Forgotten are fighting each other, because they may have not got the news about what happened with Cry and whatnot. But they're definitely in the chaos with all the dragons that are kind of scorching earth, spewing acid, and causing lightning and stuff to strike across in the distance.
Okay, so we might actually have a chance in the Cave of Wonders.
Yeah. Note against us
There's
too.
definitely a lot of chaos going on right now, where while you have to be careful not to get caught in the crossfire, there would definitely be so much going on that you guys could try to slip through the fight. I can't promise you unscathed, but you guys could try to slip through the chaos.
so. Nick,
Yes.
if you think of a clock, the Cave of Wonders is at 12, and that's where some Ashi camps were, and that's where the dragons are attacking. And then there's some also camps, say at like 11, where the prisoners are. And Karai landed with her people from the crashing ship at right in the middle, where the hands would be, and then we would be like at 6 o'clock. That sound like it?
No, I would say that they're like the dragons fighting and everything like that is like at 12 o'clock. The Karai and her forces are probably at 6 o'clock, and you guys are at like 9 o'clock.
Okay, because I thought you said that she landed in between us and the Cave of Wonders.
No, you got the refugees were between her and the Cave of Wonders.
Okay, so they would be like in the very middle,
So
Yeah.
it's kind of like
and then they came over to us.
right?
Yes, that is perfect.
So really, we should try to get the dragon not to kill prisoners, basically.
Well, the dragons are over here.
So the dragons are over there with the Cave of Wonders.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, but remember when the white Rashan, whatever her name is,
Oh, I can't
just
speak
say,
names.
"I'm gonna go kill Ashi," and we were like, maybe only kill the guilty ones, or I was. I thought when she said I was killing Ashi, she was going after Karai, not the Cave of Wonders.
No, she's not going after anyone. She's commanding her dragons to go after and get revenge, and they're going after this cave in this encampment
Yes.
right now over here. That's what she's doing. But she is over here with you guys still, as she kind of helped you guys land. This is this chaos that's been happening since basically you guys broke the mind control device over dragons. Now that the dragons are wising up, they're like, "What the hell's going on?" And we're not your, you're not our masters.
So
Not all of them. Some are marked like kind of like Igneal was, but a lot of them are fighting and torching the place.
basically, we need some people to make sure the refugees get out of, or the prisoners get out of the dragon attack zone. And then we need to slip into the cave while this happens. And somehow survive and hopefully get a sleep before we have to face down 2 tieflings.
Yes.
Then all the ones that are with us, all the freed prisoners, I would suggest
Stay the fuck away from the fucking cave, yeah.
Yeah. Sending somebody, maybe Lorna's sister, maybe the other druid, on Argo, and send him back. Remember, there was a whole bunch of people with a whole bunch of ships that were coalition that were hiding and were attacking the islands. They can come down with their ships now that the island's gone and the ships are gone.
That is true.
They can come down and land and take these refugees back to their safety of their camp.
You could send a sending messaging spell because you guys are on Argo, and that's one of the things you can do. You could contact them.
So that would solve the problem of the freed prisoners that are with us, and then we can assure them that we will go to the camp and try to free those prisoners as we go to the Cave of Wonders. But that'll get rid of them, get them to safety.
Mm-hmm.
Let somebody else do the heavy lifting.
But are we going to actually free them, or are we getting into the Cave of Wonders? Because I don't think we're going to have time to do both. Considering we would have to
see what
find
it looks
all
like
of the
as
prisoners.
we get up there, but at least we'll get these guys out of the way.
Yeah, I don't think that we'll be able to make a plan as well as the last one went off.
And we are going to have to.
Made up and
we are all going to have to rest. Like she said, we're all tapped out.
So the question is when, because I don't think this fight's going to last 9 hours.
No.
With the dragons, right?
I think we start going there. We see what the fuck is happening. On our way, we've already told Argo to message that other group. Tell them, hey, come and get these prisoners. But if you can, try and help get these prisoners by the Cave of Wonders out. The dragons are our friends, and well, they're not our friends.
Mercenary coalition, man.
Yeah.
Refugees near Cave of Wonders. Pick up, please. Don't attack the dragons.
That.
Sending sent.
And the captain that you guys met before were like, "You did it? My God, you guys really did do it." We saw the smoke coming from a distance. We're turning about. We'll go pick up as many as we can. Do the dragons know not to fire at us? He says uneasily, as you guys said, don't attack the dragons.
What's this white dragon's name again?
Rathic.
Rathic. There's about to be some flying ships coming to pick up the innocent people. We've told them not to attack you and your kind. Could you please relay the same to yours?
Snortles, and she goes, yes. And she flies off in up a little bit higher in the air, a little bit closer to where the action's going on. You hear her let out a tremendous roar, and she kind of flies back and is hovering over your area, just kind of watching off in the distance that the chaos.
Appreciate it.
I have told the kin to be a little bit more careful in their pleasure. We were prisoners just like some of them, so for the time being, while we work through this uneasy agreement.
Your kindness is appreciated. Alright. Are we... Is it safe to sleep in the Cave of Wonders, or are we going to sleep on the mouth of it after we fuck up the camp? Or can help the dragons fuck up the camp?
I like the fuck up the camp. We could always just sleep on Argo after.
Okay. I was like, that wasn't part of the question.
No, but it was my answer. Yes, no, let us, fuck up the camp, sleep on Argo, and go from there.
Start evacuating refugees.
And evacuating refugees, that's kind of part of, yeah. But
it
I
is
don't
part
think
of
we're going.
fucking the camp.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody good with that? One last hurrah?
I would afford you guys a 30-minute short rest, or one of these rare short rest, kind of burst rest, just because you guys have done quite a bit consecutively. And
Thank you.
Oh.
you guys have been on the ground discussing probably for at least 15, 20 minutes all the stuff with Rethic and everything else going on, so you're almost there. So it's not going to be an additional 30 minutes, I would just go ahead and add like 10 more minutes, or, 10 minutes from now, you guys will have completed a short rest.
I don't know that I get anything back on a short rest other than hit points.
You can heal.
Yeah.
Like, I got a channel divinity and I heal, but the healing matters.
I'm just gonna roll it manually.
Oh,
6 plus...
I have to do fucking math.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys are sending Leora, Flora, and the other refugees on Argo to go look for survivors at the crash site of the fortress, or just to regroup with the coming ships?
Oh,
Yes.
I don't know now.
I mean, yes. If they're going to where the smoke is, it'll be at the crashed
Yes.
island.
True. Yes.
May as well send them to go see what they can find until the other ships arrive.
True. Wasn't there a feat that gave you full hit points when you...
I have no idea.
What do I have attuned? Anything? Nothing?
Is there anything else while you guys are looking at that? Is there anything you guys else want to discuss or do during your short rest period? What did you guys say you wanted the prisoners to do? Where are they heading now? Are they boarding Argo and flying towards the other ships, or what are you having them all do?
I feel like just stay with us until we rest and then...
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
Is there nothing?
Leora will take the moment to talk to you more, Skybor, about her experiences. She seems kind of shooken up about everything. Um, how is Skywar reacting to just this kind of, crashing and landing and everything that's going on right now?
And I'm starting to think I'm getting numb to all of this. I've seen some shit.
Leora kind of smiles at you, and she goes, "Don't pretend you've changed that much, Skywar. You're still, the same Skywar from back in the day. You still are that nice person that you were back when." You're not completely numb, I hope. Then we would lose the old Skywar.
Skybor's not going to retort to that.
Okay. She'll kind of just smile, and she'll kind of pause, linger a little bit, but then she'll say, "Come back home after all this, Skywar, once everything's said and done. When you return home, you'll have quite a few stories to tell that even the elders will have a hard time believing. But I can at least tell them that I was there to see some of it was true." And she just, if you, unless you try to say or respond to her, she will then kind of walk away and start getting ready with Flora and with some of the other refugees, and getting prepared to make their, their trek across the desert, flying however they can towards the Gilded Army flying your way.
Did I see any of that?
Yeah, this is not, you guys are all kind of standing right in the same area. This is when you guys are all talking with the dragon. She's not like super loud, but you being okay, you know what? What's your passive perception again?
25.
Okay, yeah, you would hear them talking, and probably when she started to, you would probably give me an insight check real quick, Callie. So you would read the body language. That would probably catch your eye more than the words that they're discussing, just because you guys are standing right on top of each other. And it's kind of a more private conversation. But you'll read that the body language of Leora, you could kind of read that she lingers and wants a little bit more engagement or something from Skybor. But she also is very pleased and, happy with, the Skybor, this Skybor. And she's starting to walk away and regroup with Flora and discuss next steps.
Gonna sidle up to Skybor because we've been together a lot. Just, were you two ever a thing?
He just slowly looks to her.
I'm
What?
not asking for me. Wait, is that a what because yes and you're concerned I've realized that, or what you don't understand why I would ask that question?
I don't really know her.
As somebody who worships the goddess I do, she would really like you to change that.
I'm not much of a god person. I'm more of a earth person.
Alright. There's not a way to make this sound cute without being crass, but she would like to get you to know you on a more animalistic level?
Wow.
And I don't think you picked up on that. And I think you should know what she's trying to tell you.
I think you're reading too much into this.
Am I? You're about as wise as I am. Although, to be fair, it may not be quite as wise with people, but still.
Actually, Scott, before she leaves, I don't have your notes in front of me. What's Skybore's family's name again?
Oh my god.
It's okay if you don't know it off the top of your head. I could try to pull it up, but she will make mention of your father's name and especially when she says she's gonna go when she makes it back home.
I'm looking right now. I don't see it.
I have.
It's
it
probably
somewhere.
going to be. It's going to be in Discord, to tell you the truth, and it's going to be way back there.
I want to say I saved it somewhere, so I'll look it up. Oh
Mhm.
shoot! No way! I just went. Oh, what is it? What kind of file is it? I have a Skybore -2 file and nothing else to go with it. All right. Well, I'll look into it if unless you want to just come up with something new because I don't think we've technically have said it in game. So until it's said in game, it's up to change.
All right.
Mhm.
Anywho's it.
I don't think I'm reading into this wrong at all. Unless, of course, you two are truly just the bestest of friends.
Again, I don't really know her.
Again,
I know of her, but I don't know her.
and yet she has come to you by both your first name and family name. Mentioned telling your father about these great deeds. And continues to look at you like that. You may not know her that well, but she wants to know you that well.
Well, the entire village knows me. And that's not necessarily a good thing.
It could be in this regard. It's up to you. I'm just saying, she's interested. I don't think you knew that.
Like I said, I think you're probably just... I think you're just reading too much into it.
You know what, Skyward? Give me an insight check. Let's see how insightful Skyward really is.
All right.
I mean, I can always go
Skyborn,
ask her.
You're lying to yourself. You know that she was a little interested in you, and she wanted a little bit more than stoic Skybore.
I can always go ask her for you. I have
with
no
that
shame.
0.9, you actually are a little bit more. You are channeling your inner Steve.
Hang on, let me see if I can deceive myself.
Look here, honey. You're gonna have to get on that plane.
Alright.
Yeah, with an 11, you can't even
And
deceive me.
You're not even lying well about not knowing that she was interested in you when you're talking to Callie.
If I was a person who really wanted to call you on your own bullshit, I would just offer to go over there and ask her for you. But you already know. So the question would be, why are you lying to yourself? It's quite possibly we're going to save the world, or we're going to help fuck it up. But either way,
I'm pretty
wouldn't
sure
you
it's the
want to know
latter.
why? If it's the latter, what do you have to lose?
I do not know her.
As much as you would like to. Or am I wrong?
I'm trying to focus on me right now. I do not need to be distracted.
We all need some type of distraction at some point. Just think about it. And maybe remember, love's not always a distraction. I mean, look at those two. Points to Lorda and Kronos.
What about them?
I didn't really know them before they were together, but I imagine they've only gotten stronger since they were.
They're together?
Shit. Oh
He
shit.
finally realizes that Lorna's wearing a wedding ring.
That don't
An
mean shit to
engagement
Skybor.
That is very true.
Skyball, they literally came and told us they were engaged. And there's a good chance I'm doing their wedding soon.
Just because he has high passive perception doesn't mean he's always listening.
Yes. Remember, you can have friends in relationships outside of all of this. Particularly when somebody's that obviously interested. Wait, is Skybor interested?
That's up to Skywar. All I know is that he knows that she was interested and that he's lying about not knowing.
Well,
Yeah,
if
so
you're not-
you're like forcing Skybor to go and be with this girl, and you don't even know what his preference is.
Yeah, Callie's gonna pause and after she says it. Or you tell me to fuck off if you're not interested. And honestly, if you're not interested, why the fuck have you let me go on this song?
Because apparently you love to talk.
One could just say I love love and got a little blinded by that. But you also didn't answer if you were interested in her yet.
Again, I need to focus on myself.
The non-answer.
That is an answer. It may not be the answer you want, but it is an answer.
Do you need any help with anything while we're resting? Not an innuendo.
What is that?
Alright, I'm gonna spend 10 minutes of the rest explaining what an innuendo is.
That's a really good friend you got there, Skywar.
As she leaves, I would actually approach her and say, I need to get the earring back.
Oh, she'll take it out and hand it to you, and she's a little bit further away from Skywar. She goes, "Make sure he comes home, please."
I mean, I'll do my best.
Skybor dies.
No one I can fucking help it.
And at this point, you know, the short rest pretty much wraps up, and the refugees are kind of assembling to start moving in the direction of the flying, the gilded merchants that are coming towards your direction. Is there anything else you guys would like to do at the end of your short rest?
Actually, I will put my dragon hood belt back on and reattune back to it.
Okay, you could do that during that 30 minutes, because I think you have to. Actually, I think it's an hour, but we'll just say short rest, and that works. Anything else?
I really wish you can get spells back during a short rest, like a warlock.
Same. I wish there
Druids
or a
can.
wizard. Like I wish every other class had some type of form of arcane recovery.
I mean, I
Druids
do,
can.
but I've already used
No,
it.
they can't.
Oh,
I don't have a form of that.
How many other beans do we have?
I think 3.
But I think you planted some of them. I think
I think
Yeah,
you
I'm
got
trying to-
more. I thought you got like Did you get more?
Pretty sure I ate mine.
Yeah, I've eaten mine.
Maybe that's what it is. So I think you guys have 2 left, but you planted 2, or maybe you only planted 1. Do you remember
I
what you
still
planted?
have my original one. So,
I want to say you planted
I think
2.
2.
Did you take notes on that at all, Skywar?
I'm trying to find it.
I'm gonna look at mine just to see if I wrote that down somewhere.
Oh, I forgot I had an 8th level spell slot. I don't have a spell. I have a slot.
I know I got at least 1 planted. At least.
I think
just-
I think you did 1. I think we said you could increase your chances by doing 2, but because you did all the different spells and everything, you had a huge success rate with 1. So then that makes sense. So you have 1 planted, 2 in your pocket. Curtis, you have 1. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what would you guys like to do next? Rethic's kind of still hovering and flying in the area. You see her kind of switching her gaze from the Cave of Wonders to the encampment of the other Ashi off in the distance. Are we going to go kill them now, or see if they'll work or do our bidding?
Yes.
Let's go kill him.
If they'll surrender, and then if not.
Yes. Yes.
My God, they're learning.
You're a good
Hey.
influence, bud.
Also, I was not here whenever what the fuck you're talking about happened.
Yeah, that's-
It'd be best you not know.
You don't know what type of asshole I was before I met you.
Hey guys, I just realized what time it is. I gotta make sure the kids are headed up to bed. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Lorna killed a man who was completely defenseless.
You weren't there. Wait.
I was there.
You were there. Okay. Making
Is
sure
this
it wasn't
the
your
part
alter
where
ego.
Janine keeps talking about you cutting off somebody's head?
Yeah, look,
There were 2. 2 of
You-
them.
One of them! I only killed one of them.
and we also.
It was 2 of them
slaughtered
after
an
you were
entire
done with them.
ship.
And then what?
I said we'd also slaughtered an entire ship.
Why?
Apparently, they said a trigger word for somebody. And it
Well,
To
just
be fair, we
escalated.
didn't kill the entire ship. Killed several people, but not all of them got captured.
I mean, that sort of sounds like what happens in sketchy situations. Not everybody's perfect. Nobody's fucking perfect. Even though the gods like to think they are.
Yeah.
Just do the best you can and save those you can, yeah?
Exactly, right?
Or
We're trying.
maybe not torture people without weapons, but yeah. Or torture at all, really, depending.
Okay, there was this one time where we had to torture somebody. But that was warranted.
Sure.
It was a long time ago, and we're not proud of that time.
I mean, that's the important part.
Yeah.
You planned. Although I don't
But-
think I'd be quite as spook about saying that.
During that time, we also got an amazing little trinket called the Early Bird, so kinda worth it.
And how often do we use this?
Look, we've been
Didn't we
flying...
sort of wait, didn't we sort of like survive the
Yes.
was I Hanika or Callie at the point
Callie
of the
was
Dragon Ball
there.
Z thing? Yeah,
Yeah.
didn't we sort of survive the weird time fuckery thing that
Yep.
would have kept us captured without it?
Yup. Absolutely. See? We can do good things sometimes.
I mean, from since I've been here, we've done a lot of good things.
Yes.
And even before, you don't get the reputation of being the heroes without doing good things.
We hope. Otherwise, this world is just really fucked up.
I mean, it is, but people still recognize good when they see it.
True.
Maybe just remember that we are the good guys.
Yes.
Or the closest we're going to get.
And we have to set an example.
Just because if we win, we get to be the ones who tell the story doesn't mean we need to lie when we tell it.
True.
Be the hero little you would want to read about.
That is a good way to look at it. Oh no. Yes. We will make that happen. 1000%.
I mean, consent is important.
Yes, with consent. We will make sure it happens.
Look, Callie still doesn't know who or what you're into, so, like, options maybe.
Yeah.
I am back. Alright.
Hello.
What have you guys decided? You guys are heading to
By the
Karai?
end of this game, everybody will be in a relationship.
Yes.
Alright, so you guys are going to, Karai's camp, right?
No. I think we were
Oh,
going
no.
to the Cave of Wonders to help. Karai is gonna die
No.
one way or the other with dragons.
Hang on. We don't know that. But also, Karai's gotta figure her fucking self out first.
Oh, that too. But no, I think we're going to the cave because we're going to free the prisoners and get them out. Yes.
Rethic kind of looks at you all, and what should I do with them once you're inside the cave? And she's glaring over in the area where Karai and the others that fled the ship kind of have landed.
I mean, in a way, they were prisoners as much as you were, just different cages.
Lorna looks to Cronus for confirmation of what he may want the dragon, Rethic, to do. To go and kill Karai, or...
I mean, you give her a chance.
Yeah, I did, but...
No, I'm just saying, like, Rethik should give her a chance. I mean,
She'll kind of scowl and say, "If any of them raise a weapon or attack any of my dragons, then I will, you know."
Of course.
But for now, leave their group alone until we can learn more of their prison, you so say. And she kind of lowers down. A few other dragons kind of come by to kind of land on the ground, offering a ride to anyone else that needs something. Because you believe you sent Argo with some of the refugees away, or is Argo still with you guys?
About how far is the cave from us?
It's about 10. Or no, I'm sorry. It's about 15 miles away from you.
We could make that in 2 hours, I think.
And
On flying ships, you mean?
No,
On Argo?
walking.
Walking?
why don't we just take the offered dragon?
Oh yeah, I heard that. Totally.
It's like, why the fuck are we walking? In a desert!
Yep. Let's not exhaust ourselves more. Yep. We will take the dragon. And then, yes, Argo can take more of the refugees away.
Now, when you guys arrive towards near the Cave of Wonders, are you guys wanting to? What are you guys looking to do on these dragons and things that you're going to be riding? Are you guys looking to go straight into the Cave of Wonders? Are you looking to engage with, like, land on the ground, try to rescue more prisoners? What are you guys trying to do? Or are you all can have your own plans? You guys don't all have to do the same thing. You all can get enough rides on dragons to take your own path if you want.
I think freeing the prisoners was Lorna's initial idea. Go fuck up the camp.
Okay. All right. Anything else? Any last minute plans, guys, before you take off?
Lorna gives over a potion of greater healing to Flora as a just in case.
Okay.
But that will be that.
Okay. Umbra, it'll look to you, Lorna and Skyward, or also Lorna and Cronus, and be like, "Should I help Aunt Flora, or should I stay with you? I wanted to make sure you all are coming back, but now I'm concerned about what's going to happen to Aunt Flora."
Lorna looks to
Actually,
Cronus. Oh.
Could your sister look after a couple of cubs?
She would love that. Oh, Flora.
Flora would, for the moment you see in her face, Skybore, at the mention of it, she's forgotten what shitty of a day it is and that you're stuck in the middle of a desert, and she lights up a little bit. She then realizes the kind of precarious scenario and environment you are, but she kind of thinks it over and says, "Well, if the Gilded Armada is coming here to pick us up, I'm sure it wouldn't take too long for me to get them the necessary resources that they need until we can get them somewhere more appropriate. I'll take them back home."
And the wolf spirit uncle, potentially, if he wants to leave Skyball. I don't know what that relationship is.
The shadow kind of will look back. Will look to you, Skywalker. Like, if you trust the red-headed woman, then
Which one?
Yeah.
he kind of
Wow,
looks
you
at
don't trust me.
both.
The wolf just kind of shrugs. Eh?
I will be happy to have Shadow to accompany us.
Shadow will nod, and then he'll kind of look over at the floor, like, take care of these cubs. They've been quite through a lot, but it seems like so is the rest of this world. I intend to see kind of more what kind of imbalance has happened out here.
By the way, I spend a charge of my staff so that I can understand what he's saying. By the way.
Oh, let me double check. For some reason I thought he spoke.
Nope, he does not.
Uh-uh.
Oh, well then, you guys just hear him go.
Starts talking husky.
And then he starts scratching himself.
Yep, that's a dog. In case we're ever wondering.
Yep. Not wolf, all dog.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right. So, as you board the dragon, there's not really a great way for Shadow to board the dragon with you. He will kind of use his one ability to kind of jump, and he can stay in that kind of other plane until you summon him back into this plane of existence. Let me see that. Yeah, so he jumps into the other plane if you until you
Send
need
him to
pull
the
back up.
doghouse.
Unless you want to try to kind of figure some kind of way of carrying him, if you want. Skywar.
Yeah, that's fine. You could do that.
Okay. All right. So you all board different dragons. There's a couple white, a couple black, and a couple red. And they all kind of let you climb them. And as you guys take flight towards the Cave of Wonders, the mountainous tiger head off in the distance grows larger and larger across the horizon. And let me move this thing here to your token layer.
Oh, real quick, Nick.
Yeah, what's up?
I would have told Umbra to go ahead and go back with.
Oh,
Bonus
sorry.
sister.
Yep. He goes, I'll get them home safe. Send the word if you need me. I know how to find you now. He kind of just breathes you and Lorna in with a big last breath before he kind of takes off with Flora and Leora and all them.
Lorna absolutely boops him on the snoot. Gently.
You see him kind of smile.
Glad
That's
you're
the
safe,
dragon
kid.
again.
What?
Glad you're safe, kid.
Oh. I thought you said, did I just save a kid? I was like,
Did
no.
I just have a kid?
So they
As
take
we're
off.
heading-
Oh, go ahead.
As
Sleep.
we're heading up, can we see the island crashed?
You see it off in the
Detail.
distance. You see just basically a crater of where it smashed into the desert. It has kind of forced the earth and the sands to change a little bit to envelop it, and the sand is just kind of still hanging in the air. It's kind of put in a little bit of it's kind of creating a little bit of a break from the sun, but not really. It's just kind of hanging up in the air right now. It's in ruin. Is there anything specific you're interested in seeing? I mean, without flying towards it, you're probably not going to be weak too much more from this far away from it.
I, in a quiet moment while we were resting or whatever, away from anybody else, I want to remind the rest of the group that there's a ancient red dragon's hoard of gold in there, and there's also an artifact that controls dragons. We're gonna have to recover those,
Or at least some of it,
Mhm.
yes.
at least some of it.
At least the artifact, so we can
Yep.
destroy it.
I am assuming you're
But
whispering.
we
this
don't-
when Rethik
yeah,
is
Yeah.
not
we-
around.
Right. We do not want
Mhm.
the dragons to know that it's there, and we do not want the dragons to know that the giant golden pile is there. There may even be some magical items in there that can help us later.
I mean, can't first.
But we just have to remember that that artifact's in there somewhere. Unless it got burned up by the lava.
It wouldn't.
I don't think
Yeah.
we're that lucky, also, yeah.
But we surely don't want this white dragon to go and look for it either. Let alone the tieflings.
Mm.
Mm.
Yes, I think once all of this is over, maybe we'll take time to search the rubble.
But on to the cave.
Alright, as you guys fly closer, you will see that as the cave gets larger, you'll see the detail of it. It looks like the eyes are glowing, the mouth is glowing, and you see it kind of just leading to deeper into this massive cavernous network. Out in the front, though, you see crude encampments from the Ashi, the Forgotten Soldiers, and mercenaries and soldiers from Agrabah, even here, serving and working for Nidel and Kalikra. You guys see the dragons scorching and burning and freezing and acid everywhere, kind of being sprayed. As you get closer, you are going to notice that several hundred bodies are already kind of deformed and melted. Some of them Ashi, some of them prisoners, which are clearly obvious by the manacles and chains that connected a lot of their legs to one another. It seems like some of them were trying to flee in fear, of course, but stumbled upon one another and the way the skeletons kind of have laid upon one another. Being that you guys are on dragons, the other dragons are not going to are going to avoid shooting their breaths in your way, so we are going to forego that. But there is still a lot of chaos going, so we will need some dexterity saving throws as they aboard these dragons as they are flying through and trying to dodge some of their kin's attacks against those below. All right, Sky, where you maintain your grip on your dragon?
This isn't gonna go well. Oh, fuck.
Holy shit!
Never mind.
She actually
Kelly.
just tied herself.
Yeah,
That's the only
Alright.
way.
you all pass, and you also some of you barrel roll through a lightning strike, and it just kind of bends the wind around you as it kind of protects you in its wings momentarily as you fly through and back towards. You're heading towards the Cave of Wonders entrance. Some of you do other various antics to avoid the different flame and acid and different breaths that are going on. You do see that there are some prisoners that are trying to break free of some of their manacles that are little pockets of little, I don't want to say safe space, but space where shit's not going on. It's kind of scattered. They're a little bit cut off, and some of them are clearly scared and don't know how to break free the manacles. And even if they did know how to break free from the manacles, how would they or where would they go? So they look very panicked. So you just notice that some of the Ashi are fighting some of the other, some of the Forgotten, the soldiers and the other soldiers. It looks like the jig is up, and Ashi is aware if something has changed or something is happening, and they're fighting their kin and the other Ashi that are clearly marked by the Forgotten. What do you guys do as you are flying through this nightmare?
Not free prisoners, right? Isn't that what we're
Well,
here for?
Let's set up a landing spot for those guild ships to come in and send the prisoners in that direction.
Good idea. Yeah, we could clear out a space, then head towards the quote-unquote danger and get people headed the way that we came. Yeah.
Okay.
So what? We're going to the edge of the chaos, killing everybody around us, and then saying, "Hey, come here."
That kind of is what it sounds like.
Why not just send them to a place that's already safe, like out of
Well,
the fucking
yeah, no,
chaos?
no. Yeah, that. But then we need to go in and make a path for them.
We'll pick them up.
Well, the ships will pick them up, but yeah.
I don't think the ships will risk going into the middle of a fight. They'll land on the edge and let them come to them.
So we need to evacuate people out of here.
Yes.
Set up a spot off right at the edge somewhere where it looks pretty safe. Ships can land there, and you four go in and get the prisoners and bring them out.
Us
And
four?
what the fuck are you doing?
I'm tiny. I'll be setting up the
No.
landing spot.
No.
No.
You don't get to claim reward without taking risk. Either you're with us, or you're not at all.
You guys haven't really even discussed the fact that Sleeman's missing his relic.
He hasn't let us know.
Yep.
We don't know.
Cronus does. He took
Ernest
it for-
does. My jaw still hurts. I punch him back, but I'd only hit his belt buckle.
Maybe
You know,
that.
sometimes that can hurt
and he
more.
wouldn't even notice.
It's
I mean,
a very
he's
painful area around there.
he's still partially upset that the whole curse was a minor inconvenience.
Minor inconvenience my ass. Actually worked out really well.
But back
Thank
to that.
goodness you have a cleric.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had that prepared, and it happened to work.
Yeah.
Right. All right, so you guys are wanting to descend. So I guess what are you trying to do? Are you want to land and fight some of the enemies in the area to clear, or are you trying to swoop in and pick some up and then fly them out? Are you guys trying to? Do you want Rethic kind of as you guys are talking and while you're flying over there? Rethic has some ideas. You know, he's like, I can use his breath attack to kind of come up with barriers between some of them, but there's no guarantee he's going to be able to get them completely sectioned off, and also without maybe a little casualties in the process.
I feel like Lorna feels like we should just go in. And yeah, maybe the ice barriers would be good. We're only in places where we know that it'll be safe. For the prisoners. I don't know.
I mean,
Indecision.
it might be easier to like dive bomb, pick people up.
True. Okay.
Fight if we have to, but not.
Have you guys heard of Monkey in the Barrel?
Yes. It's also basically just like, let's play a giant claw game.
Is that an alcohol?
If only.
No? It's Monkeys in a Barrel. It's a toy from before it was a toy before even I was born, but we still had it.
Yeah. So you know how they're chained together, kind of?
Yeah.
Yeah. You see where I'm
What the
getting at?
Hold up. You
I
want to
can't
hang
believe
us
I'm
off
about
the
to
side of
ask this
these
question.
dragons?
What the fuck
No,
are you
no.
about to chain people up with?
No. They're already chained.
Barrel of monkeys is over.
Yes. Look. They're already chained together. It's
Uh
gonna
huh.
be easier to just be like, hold on, we'll be very gentle and like gently pick up the metal piece and drag a whole bunch more people out than going in, unlocking, bringing them out.
You know, as dumb as it sounds on the surface, it's actually not a bad idea.
Right?
I mean, do you understand the trauma you're about to put on these people?
They're
To
prisoners.
be fair, hang on. They're already traumatized.
Yeah, this is going to be the most thrilling experience of getting evacuated they will ever have.
Incorrect.
No.
We're still
Just put this
traumatizing them.
perspective, there's about 4 to 6 people varying on one chain. So you want one person chained by their wrist to hold the weight of 4 to 6
No, you grab
prisoners.
it in the
No.
middle.
You grab the middle of the chain
Yeah.
and just let
Okay.
them dangle.
That's a little bit more reasonable.
Yeah. Right, and they
I mean,
can
come
all
on.
hold on to the chain.
We're gonna
so
be
there's
reasonable
less
in
weight
how
on-
this is.
So
Yeah.
again, they're already traumatized.
Yep.
You're gonna have
We
a
are
dragon
adding to it.
swoop in, grab the whole lot of them,
Yep.
and
Uh-huh.
fly off. These people may think they're about to get eaten, and when they
To be
don't
fair,
realize that, now they're
Cronus,
just dangling.
did
Yes.
they not already think they were gonna get eaten as the dragons are currently attacking the camp?
Yeah.
I don't know.
They probably
Like I said,
already do.
they're already currently being traumatized.
I mean, you understand, like, most
can fix
predators
it.
will catch something and then take it away to eat it.
Yeah, but then
I do.
they're not going to because they're going to gently lower them to the ground at safety.
They don't know that as they're being whisked away.
Wait, it's not like we have time to tell them.
No, okay. If we stay on the back of the dragon, we can be like, "It's okay. We're here to help. Hi, I'm riding a dragon."
There's no time for consent forms.
Yeah.
Look,
Here,
there's not
pass
a
them
time for
down.
consent and to tell them
No.
our plan. This is, hey, we're pulling you out of danger. It may be to your death, but like you'll
This-
figure it out.
This is going to be the fastest and easiest way for us to get people out. Versus
It's
us
kinda
running
like-
in. And
It's kind of like with rescue swimmers. Yeah, sometimes they have to knock out the people they're saving from the ocean because they try to drown them, but like in the end, they're safe.
exactly. Look, think about all the people that we could get out this way. Yes, it's going to be traumatizing. They've already been through fucking trauma. They can deal with a little bit more.
And it's the way to keep us the safest to save more people.
Exactly.
I cannot cast calm emotion.
Rethic will say, "Well, you better make up your mind soon. We're almost approaching." And she goes,
Yep.
And then out of character, asking your group, are you guys making any provisions for the Ashi that are fighting the bad Ashi, the forgotten Ashi, and the other forgotten soldiers? Or you just let,
It's going
are
to be
they
too
just
hard
collateral?
to distinguish, I think.
I mean,
You're right.
we can. To be fair, if we are on the back of a dragon, we could sling some cantrips to help them, but
True.
our goal is to save the people.
Yes, first goal is to save the people. They still, yeah. And if we get all
We
the
can
people out, we can
secondarily
go
help
yeah.
the Ashi if we can, but save
Don't-
the innocents first.
Yeah, don't actively try and kill them.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Passively try to save them,
Yeah. In addition to all of this happening, Lorna is going to be constantly using thaumaturgy as the dragons are approaching, being like, "It's okay, we are here to help." I don't
Okay,
know.
so you're making us targets. Got you.
Okay, look, only when like we're close enough for them to be like, oh shit, dragons, I'll be like, hi, we're here to help. Just
Hi, hold up your chains.
Yeah, pretty much. If you hold up your chains, it'll be easier.
So as you guys are doing that, you guys are flying down and grabbing these prisoners by the chains and shooting spells and shots at the Ashi that are all around doing battle. The dragons start flying them outside of the chaos and just not as carefully as you probably would like them to be, just tossing them into the dunes of the sand and flying back, under your steering to pick up even more. You see them try to put a few barriers between some larger sections that they can, so that they can fly in and keep those protected at the moment. You don't see them taking any kind of precautions to not hit any of the Ashi really at all. They're not really helping there. And you get more and more prisoners out there. The battle kind of ensues, and it's clearly that this is just a bloodbath. The dragons are going to overwhelm them here shortly, and you are starting to see some of the soldiers start more steadily running into the Cave of Wonders and into the tunnels to try to escape the onslaught outside. And in fact, now that you're this close, I'll say when the first person really retreated inside, you hear the massive lion head of the mountain kind of roar out and say, "Touch only but the lamp."
Touch only but the lamp?
We all look at Salim.
Honestly, Callie looks at Celine and she goes, wait, did we know the fucking cave could talk?
Nope.
And then, yep. So, what would you guys like to do? Do you guys want to just wait till everything they overrun the outside? Are you guys going to get to the threshold and stop them from getting inside? What are you guys wanting to do, seeing this and hearing this?
We've gotten the prisoners out at this point.
Many prisoners. There are still some, but it's starting to get a little bit too hairy to get in there because the dragons are just kind of annihilating what remains now out in the encampments.
I mean, we should probably stop them from going into the cave. First, because they may kill themselves. Second, they may become enemies. Third, fuck them.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so you're letting them run in there?
No.
No, we're
Oh,
stopping
okay, I'm
them.
sorry. Okay, so you're flying towards the entrance, so you're aboard your dragons.
Yes.
And I think that is a good spot to pick up next session. And we'll see what you guys do as you try to cut these soldiers off at the pass before they get into the cave. Mm-hmm.